I was always insecure about the way that I looked because I think most of us guys are. We typically have to work for our looks over time. I certainly had to do that myself, and I'm sure a lot of you had to do that too. The problem with a lot of guys on self-improvement is that they put in the hard work to actually get to a higher level, but then they don't align themselves with that new, more attractive persona. They tend to hold themselves back with insecurities and their old identity from their past, and that prevents them from taking action in the future. This can hold a guy back for years, man. I mean, I spent a lot of time, especially in my late teens and early 20s, just convincing myself that I wasn't attractive, and this held me back from certain opportunities that were available to me. So in this video, I'm gonna discuss 4 signs that you are more attractive than you think, and if you're not getting any of these signals, don't worry, because at the end of the video, I'm gonna discuss 2 things that you can start doing about that today. The first sign is getting results of any kind on the dating apps. So guys, we've all seen the statistics at this point. I mean, Tinder themselves have released this data. About 20% of men get all the likes. Typically, the result is that 80% of women are swiping on about 20% of men. 20% of men are getting all of the likes and all of the matches. In other words, results on these apps for men are distributed in a Pareto distribution where approximately 20% of the population gets about 80% of the results. I've spent a lot of time learning how to optimize these profiles. You know, when I first started out, I wasn't really getting a lot of matches myself, and through trial and error, I figured out like what kind of poses, what kind of pictures work, and I started actually getting really good results. And once I started getting good results, a lot of my friends started hitting me up for help too. Here's the thing that really blows my mind, and I think it's gonna give a lot of you guys some hope. It took me about 6 months to go from barely getting any results with my profile to consistently getting matches with women that I genuinely found attractive. And in that time, it's not like I had became significantly better looking or anything like that. I was the same guy. And this is the same thing I saw with my friends. Like, it's not like I took these guys from 3s to 10s overnight. Like, you know, it's the same dude. It's just that we improved the quality of the pictures and what was being conveyed about him in those pictures, and that really had a dramatic result. Remember, going back to the math of this, the Pareto distribution, as you move up in the percentiles, you typically get exponentially better results. What that means is that any incremental change that you make to your profile leads to exponential results. So if you improve your profile by, say, 10%, you might see 20% better results. But if you improve your profile by 20%, you're gonna see maybe 60% better results. If you improve your profile by 100%, you might literally see 1,000% better results. Like, I'm not even kidding. So for a lot of you dudes who are getting some matches on these apps, I actually think you're a lot closer to having abundance on the apps than you might realize. I mean, the fact that you're getting any matches whatsoever is a very good sign. At this point, overhauling your profile might actually lead to really solid results. That doesn't mean stop working on your look. That doesn't mean stop working on yourself and just cash in. But it does mean, hey, you could actually unlock a hell of a lot more from your dating life simply by taking a few better pictures. By the way, guys, we're a small channel, but we're growing. I'm super appreciative of all of you for supporting me. I feel like you guys are my OG crew. If you want, message me on Instagram down below. And if you want to send me a screenshot of your dating profile right now, tell me a little bit about where you're at, what you're struggling with. I'm happy to take a look at it for completely free. I just want to provide some value for you guys and also just field test some of my theories and make sure I'm not crazy. The second sign that you're more attractive than you think is getting compliments from women in non-dating environments. So here's the thing, guys. When a girl is initially interested in a guy, she's typically going to be very subtle, especially at the start, about the way she conveys her interest to him. Once he starts to reciprocate and show her that he's interested as well, typically the flirtation will start to build up as the vibe builds up between them. But especially early on in the interaction, the indications of interest are going to be very subtle. This means that for guys who are new to dating especially, or a little bit out of practice, it's a little bit difficult to pick up on these signals, and it's even harder to do so when you're very unconfident about yourself and you're convincing yourself that those signals aren't even there. But the thing is, a woman who's not in a dating environment with you, maybe she's a lot older than you, maybe she's married, maybe she's like in a relationship, whatever it is, but if she's not like currently thinking, I want to date this guy, and she's not worried about like doing the social dance, she's gonna be a lot more free to just kind of give you compliments because she's not worried about how you're gonna perceive it as much. So as you start to work on your look, you'll start to notice that you start getting more and more of these compliments from women who aren't in a dating environment with you. You'll start to notice that they just start to maybe call you good looking, maybe they'll compliment you on the way you did your hair, your outfit, things like that, however, like whatever her style of doing that is. But you'll start to notice more and more of these sorts of situations as you start to look better and better. And typically, you know, you'll notice if you look like a bum, you're not gonna hear any of these things, but if you actually look good, you actually put in some effort in the way you look, a lot of times like female friends, women who are like married a little bit older than you, whatever it may be, will go out of their way to actually compliment you. And that's a very good sign that you're doing a lot of things right. And once you start to pick up on that, you can actually start to realize, okay, this is working, I'm actually starting to look better and better, and you'll be a little bit more confident with girls that you're actually in a dating environment with, and you'll start to see those indications of interest from them as well. The third point is very closely tied to the second, and it's that you get more smiles and deeper eye contact, especially from women. Guys, this one's pretty self-explanatory, but it's one that once you start paying attention to it, it becomes very, very obvious. So for me, if I go out and if I haven't had a haircut in a couple weeks and I let my beard grow out and look kind of crazy and I'm wearing like a shitty out, like sweatpants and like an old t-shirt and things like that, I don't look good. And I promise you, the way that I interact with women, the vibe that I get back, it's not gonna be as good as if I'm wearing like my best outfit and I just had a haircut and I look super sharp. It's just not. Guys, the better you look, the more of a like subconscious, almost like primal response that you're gonna trigger in the other person. And this is true the other way around. It's true for all of us too, guys, right? Like if any of us are talking to a really attractive woman, even if we're not thinking about dating her, it just kind of fills you with like a positive energy. Like I don't even know how to, it's just a good vibe. And the better you look, the more you set off that vibe, that feeling in the women that you start to talk to. And you start to notice that you get, again, they start to smile a bit more. It's just a little bit of a deeper level of eye contact. And you could test this out for yourself. Like if you go out one night and you kind of let yourself go for a couple weeks and then clean yourself up, put on your best outfit and go out again, I promise you, you will see a difference. You really will. The fourth point is respect and compliments from other guys. A lot of guys are only worried about like what women think when they're worried about if they look good or not, but they've missed the very obvious like compliments from guys that are very clear indicators that they look good. Like if a guy is telling you, if your guy friends are like, damn bro, looking good, that means you look good. Like, you know, it's not like a thinly veiled insult. It's nothing like that. Like they're just being straight up and genuine with you. A lot of times you just kind of ignore that. That just kind of sails right over your head because you're so worried about how women respond to you. If you're a straight guy, it's like fair enough. But again, take the obvious compliment when you get them. So if you're not getting any of these reactions or you're not sure that you're getting any of these reactions, what do? Well, there's two things that I'm gonna recommend. The first thing that you can do is be more busy. Look guys, you're not gonna get these amazing reactions from people if you're at home 6 nights a week. I've had this conversation with some of my guy friends where some of these dudes are like attractive dudes, successful guys who a lot of women would actually really wanna go out with, but they just don't put themselves out there at all. There's no volume. They don't interact with any women. There's no online, like I'll ask them, okay, do you do online dating? No, everyone says that's bad. I don't do online dating. Okay, do you go out to like bars and meet girls that way? No, I don't really like bars. Okay, do you join like co-ed sports teams or clubs or anything like that? No, not really. So how are you gonna meet anyone, dude? Like seriously, I'm not trying to be mean about it, but it's like no woman is just gonna like stumble upon you in your like apartment playing video games. You have to put yourself out there. And for a lot of these guys, it's really just a lack of volume. It's like if you really want to prioritize dating and you actually want to find someone, you have to prioritize putting yourself out there, investing a little bit of time into this. That's the only way it's going to happen. The second thing that you can do is smile more. Guys, I have been told by a lot of different people that I have resting bitch face. I don't know, you can tell me. Like, I don't know. I probably do. I think I do, realistically. But the thing is, if you actually smile a little bit more, you don't have to walk around like smiling like an idiot, but like if you walk around with just a little bit of a lighter smile on your face, you speak with a smile kind of like this, and I don't even know if I was doing that in the earlier part of this video, but I am now. It's so simple, but a small little smile, that's all you need to do, and it really does just open people up. When you're at a bar, if you're walking around like glowering because you don't want to be there, oh god, this sucks, you're giving off such negative energy, obviously nobody's going to want to talk to you, but if you have a smile on your face, you're kind of bopping around with the music a little bit, that's the only change that you've done. You're giving off positive energy now. All of a sudden, you're gonna be a lot more inviting to talk to. So guys, in general, in your day-to-day life, when you're talking to people that you know, when you're talking to people you don't know, even just when you're by yourself, smile more. You're gonna feel better. The people you're interacting with are gonna feel better, and you're just gonna have a better, more fulfilling life. Guys, smile more. Smile more when you're with your friends, your family, people you care about, people you don't know. Smile when you're with yourself. Dude, just putting on a smile every now and then for no reason, you feel better. You really do. I think it's just this hardwired biological thing. When you're smiling, you feel good about yourself. You feel good about the world. You feel positive. You feel happy to be alive. And that's always a good thing. So guys, if you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe down below, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.